BCRX. It's October 22nd, 2025, and here are my current positions on BCRX. Mostly shares, mostly leaps. I do have a handful of November calls. I wouldn't recommend it though. It is currently trading above $7. It could go down a little bit, but I'm confident long term this will keep going up. So how did I find BCRX? Well, it popped up on my scanner as something with high relative volume, but didn't move much relative to the amount of volume there was. So I looked at the chart here. You see big range, 263,000 shares traded right here. But then the next big red candle, almost 2 million shares. So this range is 200,000, and then this range downward is 2 million. Now, the news that caused the spike in relative volume was that they acquired a company. Now, that company that they acquired makes the same rare disease medicine, similar medicine that BCRX makes. So BCRX focuses on rare disease medication, and when you have a rare disease medication, you can charge whatever you want. They have all the patents, and so the fact that they're acquiring a company that does the same, that treats the same people, that means they're trying to build this monopoly, and then they can charge essentially what they want. And in the U.S., they can charge whatever they want, and insurance companies will either pay it or the person will not get treated. I mean, that's just the reality. More often than not, insurance companies will just pay it. I hope, but so that's sort of what the company does and what the news was about. Now, the market wasn't sure if this is bearish or bullish, clearly, because this is an indecision doji. And then we see a engulfing red candle. Not engulfing, but it went down quite a bit. The fact that there is huge volume on the red candle, little volume on this indecision wick made me think that this is accumulation. And plus, there's this tiny green candle here. 2 million shares traded in this tiny green candle. That says to me more accumulation is happening here. So from that sort of started our journey, drew a little circle, and this is a clear support level. And now there's a clear upward trend happening. Now, today was interesting because all the major indices were down. SPY down. QQQ tech stocks, right? Down. This is today. IWM, well, looks like down as well. Now, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but all I know is that when the stock indices were all going down, what was BCRX doing? It was going up, actually. So it's showing relative strength to the indices. And that's what this indicator down here is showing me. Green means that it's relatively strong compared to, right now I have SPY and IWM in comparison. So it almost broke down out of this trend line, but it found some EMA support, and it managed to stay above the trend line, which was exciting. And that sort of reinforces this trend line, actually. And that gives me confidence that this trend line is going to extend way out here. And maybe we'll just have to watch if we see another little dip below the trend line again. Actually, that might be a good thing for me to clone and just create as like, this is the secondary trend line that if we go beyond this, then it's real. Then it's a real breakdown. On a small account, I do have a handful of shares on my small account. I will be selling out once it reaches the top of this range, if it reaches the top of this range. And then on my big account, I mean, maybe I'll trim a little bit, but the fact that their strategy is going to be creating that monopoly on this rare disease, and they have a pipeline to treat other rare diseases, like that makes them a solid buy and hold, in my opinion. I was also asking ChatGPT about other companies that have focused on rare diseases. One was Alexion that got up to $6 billion revenue and got acquired for a nice premium, 45% premium on top of its current share price. It got acquired by AstraZeneca, and yeah, I think this is the one. So this is one possible avenue that BioCrest could be targeting in a few years. Is once they get enough revenue, they get enough margin, they get enough profitability, because they're not profitable yet. Their acquisition might help with profitability. And as they raise the cost of the medicine, then that could help them get to a place of sustainable growth. So I'm watching this one close. This I'm just raising up my stop loss. If it ever enters a downtrend, I'll make sure I'm ahead of that. But I think for now, the uptrend is clear as day to me. So let's see what happens.